Good morning, good morning, good morning again, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Alright, folks, trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. Alright, folks, a little retail fun for you. In this particular case, it was from an order I made back on June the 14th. It wasn't a small sum. And I never hired nor hide nor hair of any of these individuals since. So, poor me, I had to go on there and go through their customer service before I got to this video. Companies. I say this as a call center agent because I know my company does it. If you have a glitch in the system, the idea is to not ignore it until the customer notices that they have money missing for items they never received. The idea is to send out en masse an email that says, hey, there is a glitch in the system. You might want to go ahead and double check your order. For the love of God, very simple solutions, folks. You see, this is the problem when you give everything over to AI. It's not always going to be the most advanced thing on planet Earth. And you're going to end up with glitches like this, in situations like this. Just prepare an email for when those glitches come, folks. Come on now. Alright? Not all of us got that Georgie Soros money, even though they always tell me, George Soros is paying you. Like, looking around my apartment going, really? With my Walmart special furniture, y'all think I'm getting paid by George Soros. If that were true, you all would know you'd never see my ass again. Just saying, okay? God. Alright, where we left off. Again, evidence of failures of treatments other than ESDs is not evidence that ESDs safety or successfully treats patients. Thank you! Quit arguing, well, nothing else works. That isn't evidence that the GED does work. Okay? We don't mean working for a few seconds. We have acknowledged that. Similarly, if someone punches me in the face, I'm probably going to stop whatever activity or behavior, quote unquote, that I'm having in that moment. That doesn't mean the answer to every time I get those not so fun autistic urges to have somebody there to sock me in the face. Okay? You would think this would be common logic. You know? Just because you tried other programs and they didn't work does not mean this one automatically does. That is way oversimplified thinking, and it may be that you need the professional help more than your kid does. Just saying is all. Programs across the nation successfully treat SIB or AB without ESDs. I can personally attest to this, folks. Not only, but that's you though. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because you forget that glaring elephant in the room that they hate me to death over. I've also worked in the field. I've gone through the service system. I've helped others successfully navigate the service system. Well, know what that means? That means I had perfect opportunity dealing with a variety of different forms of neurodivergence, including those that had some very severe self-abusive behaviors or those with aggression. Guess what? Once you enter into the service system and a proper full functional behavioral assessment is done that addresses all of these issues, that is what it is there for, folks. So you can have it all listed out in the black and white. You have it in front of you and you can make an informed decision in regards to a treatment program that is best going to address the kid's needs. Right? That is the reason why they are successful. Because of that full functional behavioral assessment, you're not flying blind. You can actually make an informed decision in regards to the plenty of different treatment programs out there that's going to best address the needs. Basic logic. So when you get that assessment done, you see where the needs are, where we need to get better here. Maybe we're doing well here. We don't need to keep on with that. When you have that roadmap, the treatment program that you make a decision on, you based off of using the results of that full functional behavioral assessment, are going to be a hell of a lot more successful than not getting it done and throwing your kids into rental school programs and saying a Hail Mary. Okay? What makes them successful is that full functional behavioral assessment. It gives us a roadmap to address in a way that it needs to be addressed these exact types of behaviors. Okay? They also operate off of logic. They do not assume, because I get out of my chair longer than the 3 seconds, that I'm going to, walk up to the teacher, slug them in the face, and then kick them in the gut and go down the hall screaming, maybe throwing turds. I don't know. You all got some weird ideas of what autistics are like. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Seriously. If you take all the proper steps, you are that much closer to guaranteeing overall, not just overall success, but success that has longevity to it. It's got staying power. The GED, any more than corporal punishment bit did in the 90s, doesn't have any staying power. Okay? It just compounds the issues and makes them worse. It's continue, shall we? While some parents may sincerely believe in the necessity of ESDs and undoubtedly face serious difficulties in selecting treatment, their information may be complete and alternatives may not have been adequately attempted. In other words, without that full functional behavioral assessment. To pin the tail on the donkey, okay? Those steps that you take when you go into the service system and start applying for services is made the way it is for a reason. We have decades of research, scientific literature, and data to back up the way the service system is set up. It's that way for a reason. Because we know decades later, after the steps and the way we set it up, that it does produce the most successful results because it's based off of something. It's addressing your child and their needs specifically, not a cookie cutter treatment for everybody with autism. Because you can't treat autistic kids like that, folks. Just like every single other human being on planet Earth, not two of us in one room together alone are alike. We're similar. There is an automatic camaraderie that it's amongst us whenever we're in a room with our kind. Doesn't matter if I've never met you a day in my life, it is already there. Okay? However, I've given this example before. A lot of individuals, when I first started making these videos, started to get mad at me. And the reason was I would have my metal music playing on the background. It was low, but because of that background noise, they found it incredibly hard for them to be able to focus on what I was talking about. Then there's me. If I do not have some form of background noise, I will start going slowly insane. Okay, I'm used to having some way, shape, or form of background noise. Because there was always background noise as a kid, right? It's kind of a simple example, but you can't treat all autistic kids the same. We're not. I may struggle being in a room full of pastel colors where I feel like I'm getting burned alive. It is an actual physical sensation, folks. I kid you not. Whereas, I'll just make up a name. Sarah over there can be in a room full of pastel colors and it will immediately brighten her day. But the moment you bring the music machine in that I was listening to on low, right? That's why full functional behavioral assessments are so damn important. Because you want to address your kids' particular problem areas. Not go and address a bunch of things that they don't even struggle with. It's a waste of time. It's frustrating. Quite frankly, it can feel condescending as hell. All right? The steps are there for a reason. If you want the most successful outcome as humanly possible, you take the steps. And you don't rely on the schools to take the steps for you. Your school's job is to educate your kid. Your kid's health care and mental health care is your responsibility as a parent. The school's responsibility is to let you know when they notice something and then maybe refer you to a clinic for getting a diagnosis. and then referring you to get a full functional behavioral assessment done. It is not your school's job to run the treatment program. At least not your typical public schools. Your typical public schools, special ed programs, I don't even know. That's not even a skeleton budget anymore. I think it's just a skeletal pinky finger left behind. That's their budget. These teachers have rooms with 30, 40 kids in them. They are stretched thin as is. Many of them will be buying school supplies out of their own money. Okay? They do not have the help on hand, and through no fault of their own, the education to do the things that the FDA is saying, but the school didn't do these things. You're the parent. That's your job, not the school's. Okay? That's number one. Your child's health care and mental health is your responsibility as the parent, as is true with every single other parent on planet Earth. Not the school's, yours. As such, make sure you follow the steps, people. You can't just jump one and expect to be successful and then cry when nothing works. Of course, it doesn't work. You're making these decisions based off of nothing. That never ends well. I'm just saying. You cannot say something has been adequately attempted when all the steps have not been taken in the order that they're supposed to be taken. Okay? Gonna go ahead and close out on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So you know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit those comments. I do appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.